What if everything you've been taught about spirituality was incomplete? Most people believe spirituality is just about religion, that it requires following rigid dogmas, or that it's only for those who want to escape reality. But what if I told you that spirituality is directly linked to your quality of life, your success, and even your health? Science has already proven that spiritual practices can change your mind, your vibration, and even your biology. But there's something even deeper that few people talk about, something that could completely redefine how you see your existence. The problem. Most people aren't ready for this truth. But if you're here, maybe it's because you're ready to see beyond the obvious and access knowledge that can transform your life from the inside out. If you want to uncover what's really behind spirituality, how it can affect your reality, and break down the biggest myths holding you back, then stay with me until the end of this video. And while you're here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and hit the like button. This helps strengthen our community and allows more people to wake up to this knowledge. Ready? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Are you ready for the truth about spirituality? Spirituality has always been surrounded by mystery. Some people see it as a mystical and unreachable practice, while others think it's just an abstract concept with no real application. But the truth? It goes far beyond these simplistic views. Spirituality isn't about rigid dogmas or complex rituals. It's about awareness, presence, and connection. It's the ability to see beyond the material world, to perceive that there is something greater than what our eyes can see. Have you ever felt like there's more to life than just waking up, working, and sleeping? That restlessness, that feeling that something is missing, is your consciousness calling you to awaken to a new reality. And here's something few people talk about. Spirituality isn't something you learn like a school subject. It's something you experience, live, and feel. It manifests in small moments. In the silence of meditation, in gratitude for a new day, in the intuition that whispers answers that logic cannot explain. Have you noticed how some people seem to have an unshakable peace, regardless of what happens around them? That's not a coincidence. It's a level of awareness that comes from deeply understanding that everything is connected, that there is order in the apparent chaos of life. But is everyone ready to see this? Not everyone accepts this truth because it requires a shift in perspective. It requires stepping out of the victim mindset and taking responsibility for personal growth. And that can be scary. But for those willing to go further, the benefits are immense. Mental clarity, emotional balance, and a profound sense of purpose. And the most interesting part. You don't have to follow a specific path or believe in something predefined. There are countless ways to experience spirituality, and that's exactly what we're going to explore next. Chapter 2. How spirituality affects your daily life. Spirituality isn't something distant or reserved for monks in isolated temples. It's present in everyone's daily life, whether they realize it or not. Have you ever noticed how some days flow better than others? How certain decisions just feel right? This happens because spirituality is directly connected to our state of consciousness. When someone is spiritually aligned, their mind becomes clearer, their emotions more balanced, and their choices wiser. It's not magic. It's tuning into a higher frequency, a level of perception that allows us to see beyond the distractions of modern life. And don't think it's complicated. Small spiritual habits can transform your routine without requiring drastic lifestyle changes. Practicing gratitude, for example, has a real impact on emotional and mental well-being. Instead of starting your day complaining or worrying about problems, try spending a few minutes listing 3 things you're grateful for. This immediately shifts your vibration, affecting not just how you perceive your day but also how external situations respond to you. Similarly, simply taking deep, conscious breaths can reduce stress and improve decision-making. Spirituality also influences how we relate to others. People who cultivate this inner connection tend to be more patient, empathetic, and understanding. Have you noticed how some individuals seem to carry a calm and inspiring energy? They don't need to say anything. Their presence alone radiates serenity. That's because the energy we cultivate within is reflected in the external world. And if everything around you feels like chaos, maybe it's a sign that something inside you needs to be harmonized. But how do we find this balance? There are many different approaches, each with its own essence. And in the next chapter, we'll explore some of these spiritual practices around the world. Chapter 3. Different spiritual practices around the world. Spirituality takes many forms across the globe. Some traditions emphasize silent meditation, while others involve chanting, rituals, or even physical movements. In Buddhism, for example, Vipassana meditation is an ancient practice that teaches individuals to observe their thoughts without judgment, promoting mental clarity and emotional balance. In India, yoga is not just a series of physical postures, but a spiritual path that unites body, mind, and soul. In Japan, Reiki channels energy through the hands to harmonize the body's vital flow. Each of these practices serves a unique purpose, yet all converge toward one central point: expanding consciousness. And spirituality is not limited to Eastern traditions. In the West, practices like prayer, fasting, and even walking in nature can serve as forms of spiritual connection. Many people find purpose and balance in shamanic ceremonies, like those performed by indigenous peoples of South America, where medicinal plants are used to expand perception. In some African traditions, tribal dances and healing rituals serve as a channel to access higher dimensions of existence. The truth is that, regardless of culture, humanity has always sought ways to connect with something greater. Whether calling it God, the universe, energy, or consciousness. The fascinating thing is that there is no single right way to explore spirituality. Each person has their own journey, and what resonates with one might not work for another. The key is to find a practice that makes sense for you and fits into your lifestyle. It could be morning meditation, reading sacred texts, or simply taking time for silent contemplation. What matters is not the label of the practice, but the effect it has on your mind, heart, and the way you interact with the world. But does science confirm these benefits? Let's find out in the next chapter. Chapter 4. What science says about spirituality and consciousness. Scientific research has been shedding light on how spirituality affects the brain, emotions, and overall well-being. Studies show that meditation and mindfulness can physically change brain structure, increasing gray matter in areas associated with memory, emotional regulation, and empathy. Neuroscientists have discovered that spiritual practices activate the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for decision-making and awareness, leading to greater self-control and clarity. Additionally, research on near-death experiences, NDEs, has raised intriguing questions about consciousness. Many people who have gone through NDEs report sensations of peace, encounters with light, and even out-of-body experiences. Some describe seeing details of their surroundings while clinically unconscious, challenging the idea that consciousness is purely a product of the brain. Some quantum physicists even propose that consciousness exists beyond the physical body, supporting the ancient spiritual concept of a unified energy field. This convergence between science and spirituality suggests that our thoughts, emotions, and awareness are more powerful than we once believed. The idea that we are co-creators of our reality is no longer just a mystical belief. It is a perspective supported by modern research. But how does this understanding challenge the myths and taboos surrounding spirituality? Let's explore that next. Chapter 5. Breaking Spiritual Myths and Taboos. One of the biggest myths about spirituality is that it is separate from material success. Many believe that being spiritual means rejecting money, ambition, or success, but this is far from the truth. In fact, many successful people practice some form of spirituality, using meditation, visualization, and gratitude to attract abundance. The key is balance. Understanding that material wealth is not the enemy but a tool that can be used wisely. Another misconception is that spirituality and religion are the same. While religion follows specific doctrines and traditions, spirituality is a personal journey that does not necessarily require adherence to any religious system. Someone can be deeply spiritual without following a specific faith, just as a religious person might not be truly connected on a spiritual level. The distinction lies in how one experiences their connection with the universe, whether through structured rituals or independent exploration. Many also think that spirituality requires perfection, as if being spiritual means never feeling anger, sadness, or frustration. However, spirituality is about awareness, not suppression. It teaches individuals to acknowledge emotions and respond with wisdom rather than react impulsively. Growth comes from learning to navigate life's challenges with clarity, rather than pretending negative emotions do not exist. Now let's dive into one of the most debated topics: the difference between spirituality and religion. Chapter 6. Spirituality versus religion. Are they the same? Religion and spirituality often intersect, but they are not the same. Religion is a structured system with doctrines, rituals, and a shared belief system. It provides a community, moral guidance, and a framework for understanding the divine. Spirituality, on the other hand, is an individual experience, one that seeks meaning, connection, and inner growth beyond religious boundaries. A person can be religious without being spiritual, following traditions without a deep personal connection. Conversely, someone can be highly spiritual while rejecting religious institutions, preferring personal experiences of connection with the universe, nature, or their higher self. Both paths are valid, but understanding the distinction allows individuals to explore their beliefs with greater clarity. Ultimately, spirituality is about the personal journey, whereas religion offers a collective experience. For some, religion provides a strong foundation, while others prefer the freedom to explore spirituality without constraints. The choice depends on what resonates with each individual. Now that we've unraveled these insights, let's conclude with how you can apply this wisdom in your life. Now that you understand the true impact of spirituality, the big question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Knowing that spirituality can transform your mind, body, and even your reality is one thing. But applying this knowledge in daily life is what truly makes the difference. So I ask you, are you willing to see beyond the obvious and start living more consciously? Are you ready to break old patterns and access a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you? If so, the first step is simple. Start small. Choose a practice, a habit, a daily reflection. Try gratitude, meditation, or self-awareness. You don't have to change everything at once. Transformation happens in the details. But remember, spiritual awakening doesn't happen to those who just consume knowledge. It happens to those who take action. And the question remains, will you keep seeing life the same way, or will you take the next step? If this journey resonates with you, then subscribe to the channel now, turn on notifications, and hit the like button. This not only strengthens our community but also ensures you continue receiving content that expands your consciousness. And tell me in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? I want to hear your thoughts. See you in the next video. It's always a joy to be connected with you. In this space, you are never alone. Each video is a safe haven for us to dive together into spirituality, self-discovery, and the energies that shape our existence. Here, your questions find understanding, your journey finds purpose, and your soul finds peace. If this content resonates with you, don't forget to leave a like. It not only strengthens our community but also helps share this transformative message with those who need it most. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to ensure you never miss an opportunity for growth and reflection. This way, you'll always stay aligned with the positive energy and insights we share. Feel embraced in this space. You are an essential part of it. Thank you for being on this journey with us.